Hey, welcome to Dave's Kitchen and Marketplace YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking this pasture-raised chicken from Nally Farms. We're going to be taking the breast out and making kimchi crunch chicken that you can just eat on your own and put in a sandwich. We're also going to be firing up the Traeger and grilling the rest of it and taking the parts and making a bone broth after. Let's get to it. Hey, welcome to Dave's Kitchen Marketplace. I'm Seth. That was my son, Dave. Today we're going to be taking this Nally pasture-raised chicken. We're taking the breast out, and we're also going to be taking off the legs and the wings, throwing them on the Traeger, and using some of our kimchi or kimchi crunch, chili spice, along with our sriracha. Sriracha is local, so is the Nally chicken's pasture, and we're going to be throwing on the Traeger, and we're going to be creating a sandwich later today. You can also eat it on your own, and you don't need to. These are just some of the ingredients that I use, and all the products that we use, it's natural pasture-raised meat that's grown local. So this product is from Nally Pasture, which is over in Drake. The owner is Steve. I call him Farmer Steve. He's one of my good friends. I trust this product. It's the best chicken that I've had to date. You totally notice the difference in between what you get at the grocery store and what you get from him. The difference is how he raises his birds. I recommend you check out his website or him on Instagram at Nally Pastures. Anyways, let's get into it. We're going to take off the breast, the wings, and the legs, like I said. We're going to marinate it in this along with a little bit of oil for about 3 hours before throwing it on the Traeger. So let's get started. So we're going to take the breast out first. We got our boning knife here. We're going to find the breastplate, which is right here, right down the middle. And we're just kind of cut along it and to the side and scoop out these breasts. So just small cuts to start. You can see the breastplate that's right here. We're to come down, and we're kind of just going to follow it, digging it out. You always want to make sure that you have a sharp knife. It really helps in situations like this. We're just cutting along, and we're going to end up scooping it out. You can see kind of where this breastplate runs, just like that. You can see where that wing connects there. And you can see that we got the tender here. There we go. And there's one breast. You can see the tender on the side. So we'll flip this bird around. Find that breastplate again. And we're going to do the same process. Find the wing down here, kind of cutting around it. We don't want to take the wing with us. You can see the wing joint right there. And there we have it. There's our two breasts. Move the bird to the side, and the skin will just peel off. There we go, just like so. There's one breast. And there's the second. Now the one thing you can do is you can take the tender. You can see where I kind of messed up here with the cut. That's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect every time. I like to take these off. It can actually be kind of used as a snack while we're grilling because they're going to finish before the breast finish. And you kind of just want to clean this up too. Trim it up while we're here. There's one breast there. Take off a little fatty ends if you want to. I do. And then we have the cutlet here. Or chicken fingers. And then we're just going to trim this side here. I'm not throwing any of this away. I'm still cooking this. There's your rib meat there. All right. There's both your breast. I don't drop the knife on myself. Where I take the rest of the bird, we're also going to cut these breasts in half so they're a little more thin. They'll cook quicker on the grill. I like them because the thinner the breast, the better the sandwich. Where I take the legs and the wings off, and I'll see you back here in a minute. All right, there we go. We got our breasts, some snacks for later, our wings, our drumsticks, that we're all going to marinate in the kimchi chili sauce. I also left a lot of the meat, or some meat, still on the carcass, which I told you I'm going to use for bone broth. I plan on using the meat that comes off of this and using it in a chicken soup that we're going to have for dinner later this week. What you can also do is the chicken that you take off of it, you can use in a chicken salad that I like to take for work, because not only is it incredibly shredded, but the flavor is phenomenal because it's been soaking up in the broth. So with a little bit of salt and pepper and mayonnaise, it's perfect. Inside whole chickens, another benefit you get is you get things like the neck. Sometimes that you can get feet that you buy with it. Both are great for bone broth. I have feet from a previous chicken at Nally Pastures that I'm going to be using in this bone broth, and I'm going to let that go for about 24 hours. And then after that, I'm going to skim it, and then I'm going to use the carcass again and make a lighter broth, different from the bone broth that is going to have all that protein in it, and make a nice light broth that I can put in different recipes down the road. The other benefit that comes with is not only the neck, but some organ meat. Like you'll have a nice liver here. I'm a big liver guy. Some people aren't. Liver and onions, I'm weird. I love that for breakfast, or as a nice pate. Another thing that it comes with is a heart. As you notice, I put that over with my snacks because I'm going to be filleting this open a little bit, adding a little bit, trimming it down slightly, and adding a little bit of seasoning, maybe some kimchi chili sauce, and throwing it on the grill just for a little bit and have that as part of the snack. Chicken hearts are incredibly cheap, but also they are amazing on the grill. I recommend you try them. If you can get past the whole heart thing, like I did, it is amazing and an awesome way to eat the whole animal. Be holistic. That's kind of what we're doing here. So let me get started on marinating these guys, prepping our snacks, putting the carcass away for the bone broth I'm going to be starting tomorrow, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, we're back to make our marinade. We got our 3 ingredients that I like to put in here. Again, you can add a little bit of lime. I like to add the lime at the end. I don't like the citrus that goes in the marinade. Some people do. I like to add it as the end to kind of like act as a garment, or a little bit of that citrus taste that goes on top, not in the marinade itself. So we got our Mama O's kimchi paste here. Clearly, I've been using this because it's amazing. It goes great on all types of poultry. Our chili crunch, that's going to add that crunch, duh. And our local sriracha by Kitchen Garden Farm. I just picked this up. I just found out about them. They're local here in Massachusetts. It's a local company, and it's the best sriracha that I've had today. I recommend you guys try that out. I'll put the link in the description below. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start with the kimchi paste. You're going to want to add about 2 tablespoons here. A little goes a long way with this. I'm going to use what's left in here because there wasn't really much more than 2 tablespoons. There we go. And the same thing kind of goes with the crunch because I've clearly used this before. I use this crunch in the ramen that I make. I also made a kimchi ramen the other week in which I used the Mama O's as well. I'll post a video on that at some point. And we really only want about 1 tablespoon of the crunch. It's about a 2-to-1 ratio. And the sriracha is kind of optional. I like to add it. I think it adds a really good flavor. If you don't want it all too spicy, then I would leave this out. But this will kick up the heat a little bit, but not make it intolerable. If you can't handle pepper, don't add this. But other than that, it's really not going to make it all that too hot. And we only want a little bit. I guess that's a lot of it, but that's just for me. So there we go. And we want to add our oil. We want to do about a 1/2 cup. And that should do that. And if I was prepared, I would have had my whisk on hand I didn't. So we're just going to simply whisk this together. And it's going to create that kind of paste here. And we're just going to throw our breast in here, our wings, and our legs, and we can't forget about our snacks. And put this down first, and we're just going to kind of mix this together, just like this. Make sure everything is coated. There we go. I can hear my son in the other room acting up. It's just like me. All right, cool. Now everything is nice and coated, and we're just going to let this sit for about 3 hours. When it comes to chicken, you really don't want to let it sit for more than about a 24-hour period. Otherwise, it's going to get, the flavor will be a little more acidic, and it'll start breaking down the chicken and really give you a flavor that you kind of don't like. So now it's all coated. I'm going to let this rest in the fridge for about 3 to 4 hours, and then we're going to throw it in the Traeger and grill it for dinner. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, so the chicken's done marinating. It's been about 4 hours. So we're going to go throw this on the Traeger and get ready for dinner. Follow me. All right, so we just took the chicken off the grill. I did 7 minutes aside at 450. I cut the fillets in half, the breast in half a little bit just before. So they're thinner pieces. It makes them cook quicker. And honestly, I like when the pieces are thinner on a sandwich. Homemade burger buns, Hellmann's mayonnaise. I cheated. I didn't make the mayonnaise myself. I didn't have time, to be honest. I'm going to throw a little bit of that local sriracha on top of it. You could also mix it in the mayonnaise. So you get a little bit of that chipotle mayonnaise that you see in a lot of sandwiches. I didn't have time. I'm just going to throw it right on top. Honestly, it's the same thing. Additionally, I'm going to add the sauerkraut, Pigeon Cove Ferment. They do amazing products. They're local. I love sauerkraut. I think it's going to blend well in the sandwich. Hickory pellets on the Traeger today. I think it blended well with our kimchi paste. You can see it's perfectly cooked through. So let's throw one of these bad boys on a sandwich and get going. Add the sriracha to the top bun. Boom. Throw one whole one on here. There we go. All right. Let's cut this in half. This looks really good. I had just toasted this bun, so it just got off the toaster. Turn this to you. Try not to make a mess, but honestly, it's hard. All right, there we go. Let's give it a little taste test. That's absolutely amazing. Again, you don't need to do the sauerkraut. That's something I really like. You can add whatever you want for toppings, but this kimchi chicken, out of this world. Check it out. Stay tuned next time. Dave's Kitchen. See you there.